wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Bivins.
Yes.
The legendary.
The legendary Michael Bivins.
Man, Mike, you got a documentary out on a person that needs a documentary, and that's you.
That's right.
Thank you,
The
bro.
Hustler 617 Mike Biv.
That's
All
what it
black
says
right
on
now.
the paper right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember putting it together and saying how much I wanted y'all to be a part of it.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know? And it's not easy when you know y'all got a day-to-day and you're trying to get someone to go uptown and to take time out. But I want to tell you thank you.
Absolutely.
We had a nice screening last night uptown, and, you know, when y'all came on the screen, the room reacted. So what you doing here is moving in the room up there.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's always good to have a legend and an icon in your phone. When you came up here, you was like, Envy always call me every show, every market that I'm ever in. Anytime I'm in town and y'all performing, seeing New Edition and seeing y'all perform is something that I always enjoy to do. It's my happy place because, like in the documentary, you know, when Charlamagne was talking, he was like, you know, as a kid, you would pick which member of New Edition you wanted to be as a kid.
Right.
So it was like to see that and to actually know y'all and to know your families and everything about y'all is a real blessing. So what made you want to do the documentary?
Well, I'm gonna say something to you. That comes across strong in the doc.
My brother.
My man wanted to rock with me. That's powerful to me. I appreciate that, Charlamagne. What made me do it, bro, was I saw The Godfather. Clarence, you know, he's gone now. We haven't put him to rest yet, but, you know, he's gone.
Rest in peace.
Yes, indeed. Johnny's out there dealing with that. What up, big bro? And to Alex and to Nicole. And Jackie. I would say, when I saw that doc, right, I was like, damn, this is moving me because when he was at Motown, he's like the godfather to my godfather. Gerald Busby, who ran Motown's my godfather, but Clarence is Gerald's godfather. So when I used to watch them in the office, I'm 20 years old, sponging up all of the game, all of this knowledge, and I'm just like, damn, these niggas are powerful. And when I saw the doc, you know, I saw Luda and I saw Shaka and I saw, you know, Ron, and I saw a lot of people that probably met him in their passion, but I felt like the kid who put lights on in the building. And I just said, damn, I just wanted one question, and I just wanted to talk about the time I seen Clarence when he wasn't in control. You know, so I would say, when I come here, I'm going to share the quick story. You know, one time, Lou Wasserman, Sid Sheinberger, they was running Hollywood. Universal, MCA, and Gill and Clarence, they were like at odds. So it was like the blacks against the whites. And I'm sitting in the office, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. I'm 20 years old. And they just pacing. And I was like, yo, I'd never seen these two a little off-center. So I'm like, yo, don't y'all got assistants? And they looked at me like, what are you talking about? I said, listen, man, only way you gonna solve this is with something on your stomach so it can ease your mind, man. Tell those peoples to get y'all something to eat, because what you dealing with, you seem unbalanced. And they looked at me and said, damn, Michael Bivins. So they got lunch, and I said, listen, I'm leaving, this looks heavy, but I've never seen Clarence and Gerald off. And I just want to say that in the doc, because I think docs has roller coaster rides. You go up, you go down in the middle, and I just wanted people to know that even when he felt like his back was against the wall, he was still smooth and cool.
I'm reading, that's interesting you said, because I'm reading Nicole's book right now, right? And she talks about the ups and downs. Like, people don't know, Clarence lost everything at one point, and, you know, had to bounce back. You know, we tell this story, and he is the Black Godfather. We tell this story, but we don't necessarily tell all of it sometimes.
And I got to keep going with it, because I'd rather talk about this than a bunch of old New Edition stuff we talk about all the time. I'm staying in the Philadelphia Hotel in L.A., bro, right? I'm working for Motown. I got my T&E. They paying for my room, room 322. Everybody knew that was my crib. I'm Boston, but I stay in the hotel. One day, Clarence pulls up in front of the hotel, right, bro? And he said, get in the car. I said, okay, where we going? He took me to the Valley, Tarzana, and he pulled up to this spot. This your type shit. And he opened up the box, and he got the key. I never seen a lock key before. I was like, what the hell is this? And we go in this crib, and he said, yo, this your house. I said, huh? He said, don't be a stupid nigga. Be a smart one. Own something, Michael Bivins. He said, this your house. I said, well, how is it mine? He said, because you're going to buy it. I said, why you say that? He said, go in the back. We go down the back of this pathway. He go down there, nice little small pool, broken basketball court, white hoop with a tennis net. He said, this is your life. He said, don't worry about what it looks like. Just fix it up. Make it your own. I said, yo, Clarence, can I go in the inside and look at the rooms in the kitchen? It don't matter what it look like. It's not that expensive, residential area. Get out the hotel. What you spend in a month at that hotel, you could do here in mortgage. Clarence found my house without me looking for one.
Damn. What role did Clarence play in New Edition?
Well, Clarence helped Bobby out a lot. I know Bob went through some business things. Johnny and Clarence were close. So it's kind of like Johnny was up under Clarence. I was up under Gerald. So for him and I think he just saw after my success, he wanted to help me establish what he thought I should be. And with New Edition, at times, we would just reach out to him just to get advice. But he didn't play a big role, but he had different relationships between the three of us.
Is this when you was getting your mogul on? Because this is what I love about the doc the most, man. Like I don't think you get your credit as a music mogul like you should. And I'm glad this doc is shining the light on that is deserved.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, bro, when after I saw The Godfather and got inspired, that's what made me do it. But I was calling people that I work with. I called Chris Robinson. I called Jesse. I called Stephen Hill. I called people I had success with, 29 million. I'm like, yo, can you help me? And I ain't really get the response I thought I would get. Matter of fact, Chris didn't even hit me back. And that knocked the wind out of me, right? So I was like, damn, I got all this great footage, don't have a director, don't have a deal, but I got all this archive. So I went and I called my man Mark over at Creature Films. I said, yo, I need an editor, man. I'm going to just take this leap of faith. And he set me up with a guy named Jason. And then my man Fish Grease from Queens, he's been a director down with Lionel and Ralph McDaniels. He said, bro, man, can't no one tell your story like you. I said, word? So I hired an editor, bro. We had footage. We had no game plan. We had no blueprint. We just looked at everything and said, now that we are jumping off the cliff, let's tell everything in chronological order. And to be honest with you, as I'm doing this, Charlamagne, I realized there's a lot of jewels and gems that I know and seen. I just wanted to make sure I was hitting all the marks. So then I'm reaching out to you. I reached out to bro. I already had Magic. I had Dick. I reached out to Kid Capri. I got Snoop. I got Michael Jordan. I had all these stories.
I gotta pause you, man. I can't let you go out like that because they're gonna edit this. You said you reached out to Dick.
Dick Clark.
Yeah, so you gotta say it. You gotta say Dick Clark every time, Mike.
Okay. Dick Clark. Okay. Oh,
Okay. Please.
I reached out to Dick Clark.
Yes, please.
All right, and yeah, well, shit. Hey, I reached out to Dick Clark 3 times, and you know, I had him on the film too, and then I realized in telling the story, I didn't have to say too much about what you're saying. I just felt like it was speaking for itself.
You know, Charlamagne mentioned a little earlier. Do you feel like you don't get the credit you deserve? Like when we look at some of your artists, whether it's Bell Biv DeVoe or Boyz II Men or 702 ABC. Or Another Bad Creation, do you feel like when they have those mogul conversations, they always forget about one of the original moguls that before people were moguls?
You know, it's an interesting question. Do I feel like my name comes up? Not like it should. I mean, to keep it honest with you, I was 20, so I had a more successful label than any 20-year-old in the game. I got 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I brought basketball to the music business. When I look at ESPN Friday night at 7:30, that started with New Edition in the WBLS Short Shots, went to PS 201, Each One Teach One, into Full Force, MTV Rock and Jock. So I look at it like there's so many other things too, like the sports element along infused with the music is basically what the doc is about. And I feel like, well, who is it that they're comparing me to? Because what I did is something totally different. Like most of the CEOs are just music-driven guys. I might be one of the only CEOs that was on the ball. I know Master P was on his thing, but I know he came after me, right? So I sit back and say, I ain't gonna beat my chest and say, yo, don't forget about me. I put points on the board. I just felt like, let me tell the doc. Let the doc give you a little bit of history lesson so you can connect the years and the dots. And I think I'm at the 444 tour, and Jigga saw me in the audience. I'm standing in the chair. You know, I'm a little dude. And he said some clever, nice words to me, man. And that was the first person that did something like that for me in a public situation. 15,000, Boston Garden. I didn't even know he saw me. Yo, Biv, don't think we don't forgot about your contribution to this music business. You was putting niggas on before anybody. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And someone caught it on the cell phone. So in the beginning of the doc, I'm blessed by Jay's statement. So I think when it comes to you, it feels better than speaking up on it.
And you was a point guard, right?
Nigga, nasty.
So I know. So that's what I like, because there's a correlation between you playing point guard and what you did in the industry. You was like the point guard.
Well, the point guard, it controls the tempo. Your goal is not to make turnovers, right? But it's also to distribute. So even like with Ricky, Ronnie, Bobby, and Ralph, I made sure even when we was doing the celebrity basketball games that, he get the rock. I know he a jump shooter. He's a layup George Gervin. And then when I realized in the group, I find myself playing the same role. Like, yo, how can I help you in what you do? Because I'm in the background. You know what I mean? I ain't look at it no other way but to distribute. And I always like to talk to them before we go on stage, like a point guard would talk to a squad in the locker room.
Did you ever question like your role in the group because you weren't like known as the person with the crazy vocal range, or you knew your role because of what you just said?
Nah, bro, I didn't even come into it like that. I came in and know that wasn't my thing. I just, when they asked me to be in it and I did it, it was based on the following I had as a ball player. You feel me? So I just looked at it like, let me find my way. I mean, the dancing, took me a minute. The singing, I really had to take a minute. Ronnie helped me with the cadence. And then I just started finding my way. And then eventually I figured out what my role is. My role is to watch the paper. Let's put some clothes on the table. Let's stay connected to the boulevard. Let's reach out to other rappers. Let's find a community so that New Edition has a long list of friends, long community of folks. And I just always wanted to be the guy that went to the back door. And if I saw someone say, yo, take these 2 passes, come on in. Because, that might have been the kid from Queens. That might have been the kid from South Carolina who just got home.
Right.
So I always wanted to make sure they was good. And then when you build those relationships, you realize they become the manager of a new rapper. They the bodyguard of someone. So you start moving in a whole nother clique. And that was, to me, my point guard, to make sure that our group stay connected.
What gave you the business mind, right? You're talking to Doc that you dropped out in the 10th grade, but your business mind was like no other. You were the one that was looking over those contracts, reading those contracts. You were the one that was setting up those deals, setting up the plays. You were the one that started your label so early. Where did that business mind come from?
Wow, that's interesting. I guess it came from, I was always a hustler, man. Like, my first job was sweeping the floor in the barbershop, bro. Like, I saw basketball players with Caesars, and my mom gave me money every 2 weeks. But I felt like I played a game every Saturday, so I built the job in the barbershop. I told money, your floors stay dirty. Let me sweep your floors. You give me a cut every week. First job. Then I run up to the grocery store, bag the old woman's stuff at the end of the cash register, put it in the cart, run it to the curb, flag her a cab. That was $1 right there. White boy that did all of the bakery cooking in the hood. Tom, I took his trash out on Thursday. That was $1. So to me, I was making $1, maybe 10. I was good for about $10 every week. And I'm like 10 years old. Back then, that's a stack.
Right.
So I just applied that to New Edition when I saw the problems. Like, this ain't adding up. We ain't really getting our money, and it's too much labor, not enough to show for it.
And also, you the one that brought Johnny Gill into the group. So that's like an A&R move, right? An executive move. Was that a move that you were doing just to fill a role, or was you being petty because Ralph was working on it?
I think Rizzo, he was doing this thing, and we all so close right now, man. We just say, yo, whatever's in the movie, that's the story. It ain't really much to it. Those two are like the best of brothers now, and it was just what was needed for New Edition. And sometimes, it's painful when you make a move, but it's like a baby after 9 months. When you hoist it in the air, it's a beautiful situation.
I love that y'all are all on the same page. Well, are y'all all on the same page now? 'Cause when I see y'all out now, it seems love, but it took y'all a long time to get there. So how is everything so good now, cohesive now, and it seems like everything is lovely? Is it age? Is it
No,
money, or is it
It's honestly, bro, Ronnie's brother got sick, Rob, in the airport one day. And had to go to the hospital. Love Rob to death. That's our valet, our brother. And Johnny and Brooke went to the hospital, and they were just sitting there at the bedside. And Johnny called. He said, man, we got to talk. And then Kobe passed. He was like, oh, man, I can't take this no more.
Today Kobe's birthday, too.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kobe.
Yesterday.
So
Kobe
through the
birthday.
pandemic.
Well, it's today, but this is tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, through the pandemic, we were just talking about how life is short. What are we doing? We need to do better. So those two instances put me and him on the phone, and then it filtered through Ricky and Ronnie and Bob over here, and then it filtered through Ralph and him over there, and then we eventually merged it together. And fortunately, we was able to do 2 tours. You know, the Culture Tour, the Legacy Tour. And I'm sure when the fans see us now, they don't see that friction. It doesn't even exist. Now we just texting like, yo, happy birthday. Tell the Little Supremes I love them. Like, it's the sentimental hearts and prayer signs. So it's a whole different movie. You're absolutely right. It's way better now than it's ever been in life.
When it comes to Biv 10, whose idea was that? Like, you know, was it your idea, I want to start a label, or did somebody come to you and say, yo, you should start a label?
Well, Charlamagne, I've been dealing with that question forever. Biv 10 is the label, but Biv Entertainment was the production company. So the success of Boyz II Men and ABC made Joe give me the 50-50 deal. And it was all, at first it was Nate from Boyz II Men say, help us, which turned me into executive. Then it was Gerald saying, well, if you're going to be an executive, you know, this is what I want to present to you. And, you know, 20, trying to figure it out, man, and having good people around me, Vita Sparks, Dallas Austin, you know, the managers of the group. It was a good time. And to be honest with you, man, you know, I did a lot of that on the road. Like, I'm touring, you know what I'm saying? I'm with BBD. Like, I never really was an office president. I never really had an assistant. My assistant was a sky pager. You know what I mean? I conducted business in restaurants and lawyers, anywhere I could get a fax machine. But it was the greatest experience because my first time out, I think the boys did like 5 after Boomerang. They went to 12. ABC went to 2. So I was good for like 16 on my first outing.
Wow. So Boyz II Men was the first group you found, or was it?
Boyz II Men was the first group I found,
Okay.
which I met backstage. They kind of found me. I saw ABC at a swimming pool in L.A., wonder who they was because I knew Little Dave from Boston. But then ABC came out first because Motown didn't know what to do with Boyz II Men. So Joe said, I don't understand that. We're going to go with the kids. So ABC came second, went first. Boyz II Men came first, went second.
Why was it so hard to believe in Boyz II Men, though? Like, what's so hard to believe about 4 brothers that can sing?
You know, you got to ask them, man. Because I didn't believe that. I thought they sounded dope. I thought their harmony was, after Millie Vanilli did that thing at the Grammys, I felt like our timing was perfect.
Right.
Everybody was looking for the real. Even with Jodeci, right? You look at it this way. Great records, hood group, Boots, whatever. You know, Dalvin's my man. But even then, they had to battle against all those hood records. And the only way they could survive is they could go a cappella. They always sound good, and we made big records. So we had to show them how great they were musically because some people didn't see it physically.
I think with Boyz II Men too, and no disrespect to Boyz II Men, I think when they first came out, and it's gonna sound crazy, but New Edition was the culture, right? Jodeci was the culture. Boyz II Men seemed a little suburbish when they first came out.
Not to me.
I think a little bit.
Because of Motown Philly. Because of the way that record sounded.
But the way they looked.
But even that, everybody from, even in South Carolina, people started wearing the sweater vest with the shorts.
Check
and
this
the
out,
ties.
though. Check this out. And I had this conversation with Russell and Andre. You know why I sent them that way? Because it was a wide open lane. Black brothers, bow tie, Argyle sweater. What is Fat Farm?
Yeah.
What was Andre? What was Andre 3000? Right. So they laughed at him, but the thing is, right? That image was taken from a soap opera, All My Children. It was a kid in the lunchroom, Alex Vanderpool, who dressed like Carlton on The Fresh Prince, right? And I said, that's the look. And they fought me on it. It's like, Mike, we look whack. I said, no, you don't. Now they're going to pay you attention. Now they're going to know who you are. Like, Run With The Sneakers, you know a Boyz II Men outfit if you've seen it, right? Check it out. Then I said, we not going to just cater to the culture. We're going to open this sucker up. We're going to go do what Motown did. Every Motown act went Hot 100. They didn't just stay R&B. Supremes, Temptations, those is big pop records, right? And I think the payoff was in the 1996 Olympics, when they was looking for someone to open it, they invited Boyz II Men. It wasn't just the music that got it there, it was the wholesome image. So that to me took a little hit. You right, bro. We was getting hits from the culture, but that's why I was there. They say, nah, well, what they don't do, I do. So whatever, they with me. And this how we gonna do it. And when I seen them open Olympics after Muhammad Ali lit the torch, I said to myself, this is what that look was all about. So the world could see y'all on the big stage.
It feel like when they came out, though, they had instant success.
No, it was slow.
Okay.
Motown Philly was here. Motown Philly, It's So Hard to Say Goodbye on MTV that blew it up. The doors opened up on that record. See, and another thing too, people don't realize when I made that record with them and they did it a cappella, they said they wouldn't play it on radio. They called that dead airspace. They said we'll never play this record. It ain't no music. So at that time, that was one of the first records that was ever played on the radio a cappella, which led to Shy.
Shy, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And that was a 5-minute record too. That wasn't. It wasn't like now it's a 2-minute and 20-second record.
But it was from one of the coldest, blackest movies ever.
It was, yep.
Right? So you figure even then they were breaking ground and doing something different, but that was a part of the image too, to say, listen, we're gonna go with Motown Philly just to try to get an audience, but then we coming right down the pike and do what y'all do best. Open it wide open.
It's crazy though, because all you did was reintroduce black soul. You know what I mean? Like that's what we came up on.
Yeah. Well, you know, the good thing is Motown and Philly is home of soul music. You're absolutely right. And I think that I don't think they get the right credit. I just want to backtrack when you said, do I get the credit? What about them? I just seen online, Billboard was talking about the greatest Hot 100 hits. And Sean was online saying, well, what about us? We broke Elvis's record. We did 13 weeks since 1958. And I don't think they even mentioned them.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And he took it personal. So I went on his page and said, bro, let that go. Who knows, who don't know. Probably was an intern that don't know the history. But don't ever let no one take away what you accomplished. Y'all did a great moment. Elvis know what you did, and that's all that matters.
But that's why I love documentaries, man. And you know, the culture, black music is in such a great space that people like you are still here, you know, still fly, still thriving, and can tell your own story.
Yeah.
You know?
It's important too, bro, but you don't know what it feels like when people don't return your call. Ain't a good feeling, man. You know,
especially after having so much success.
Yeah, but not only that, bro. I was trying to get in some buildings, man. I don't name drop, and let 50 do that. That's his thing. But it feels like, why'd I gotta keep doing more shit? What about this shit I done? You know, why do I have to fight to just say, yo, just give me a runway?
As an exec or as a platform
both.
to put out?
Executive with music, sometimes even with the doc, bro, I just couldn't get some people's runway. You know, you call your friend like, yo, listen, I got this project, I'm paying for it. I don't want your money. Just give me your runway. I couldn't even get some of my friends' runway.
I would think BET would have just wanted to be in the New Edition business after the success of the movie.
I never.
The Bobby Brown movie.
I never went to BET. I didn't even think to sit down with them. Honestly, I didn't go to no one because I didn't think they was going to pay for it. So I paid for it myself. I licensed it in this all-black WeTV deal because I knew I don't want to go sit with someone to diminish my story because they were like, well, what's the drama, Mike? You ever go to jail? You ever been high? You ever been homeless? Like, you know, what's your bad happen? Like, money, that ain't my story. I'm a ball player. I'm a nigga in the block. You know, I like being in my community. I got a basketball court in Boston with my name. I'm all about something totally different. I ended up in this music thing, but me as a person, I represent something different. I want to do a feel-good story. We don't seen enough niggas get out of jail. We don't seen enough people get. How many different bullets do you want to see someone get killed? You know what I mean? We seen it. We know it. It's in our community, but I wanted someone to look at my story and say, yo, man, ball player turned singer, redirected, back in his community, name in the city with a court. I want to do that because if I could help them understand, no matter how successful you are, if you just can never forget where you come from, it'll always keep you right.
In the docu film, they show how hard you were on Boyz II Men when you were teaching and coaching them. Did you have a coach that was hard on you like that?
Yeah, Brooke.
I'm talking about in basketball too, though.
Oh, yeah. Terry Walker, Chiz DeLoach.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because I like to do the pass unnecessary, bro. I might come down in the middle of the championship and do it like this with 30 seconds left. That's the craziest pass to make. But that, to me, that's the flyest shit you could do with the rock. It's a yo-yo to me. The long as it's coming back and it's snapping, that's what it was. And he was hard on me to say, yo, cool out with the highlight film. Like, let's win the game. If we up 20, you could do that. But it's like a rapper, right? When you in concert like Jada on the on the
Versus.
he went into something different. When you in your moment, can't no one say nothing to you. So when I got the rock in my hand, if I see somebody and I know Money's scared because he backing up, I'm going to dip on him so hard and embarrass him, because the goal of a ball player is to make the defender feel nervous, especially when the crowd is in the building. So I was just always taught to calm it down. But my thing was, I love it so much, I play it every day. Let me be me, but we going to get this win. We going to win that. If I got the rock, my goal is not to turn it over.
So who method was you applying to Boyz II Men? Was it Brooke or was it Terry?
Both.
Okay.
Because he was out there too. Boyz II Men was kind of guided by Khalil. You ever seen the Telephone Man video?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
You
course.
see the big dude? He's from Jersey. When you look at it again, he got the Jerry curl. That was the mentor that I put around them. He was with us in Telephone Man, so I put him with them. And then he got killed in Chicago.
Damn.
When you see the Boyz II Men story, the guy that got killed in the elevator, that's Khalil.
Okay.
He was the force that really helped them become young men.
Is there any artists that you discovered or had a chance to work with early that you wanted to sign, but you didn't? They ended up being big?
Well, Jagged Edge came through. I love
that would've
them,
been a
man.
great one.
They came through. They was called Twin 8K. I didn't see that one. And I had Boyz II Men. Like I said, I had a conversation with Dalvin in the parking lot about helping Jodeci, but I still had Boyz II Men. And, I met the brat. I jacked the rapper. Her name was Shawnee Harris. She came in with a little BBD type hat on, a little studded titty top and a blazer, looking like me as a woman. And I didn't sign her either. She wanted to be at Bivins. And, of course, I met Lisa Lopez. She wanted to be me in TLC, so I named her. So those 4 moments sit
named
with
them?
me. Yeah.
What, I gave her the name Left Eye?
Yeah.
I think I did know that.
Yeah, me and Lisa became friends. We was talking. She was trying to get my mind on how to play her character, and I just looked. I said, yo, your eyes are different. He said, what do you mean? I said, one eye is circle and one is slanted. She said, well, which one? I said, the left eye's bugged out. And then she called me one day and said, guess what my name is? I said, what? She said, Left Eye. I said, go with it. And that was it.
What was your relationship with JD? Because I'm hearing you talk about artists that you didn't necessarily go with, and he picked up both 2 of them, the Brat and also Jagged Edge. What was your relationship with JD back then?
Shoot, I think me and JD knocked when he did Jump. The record came out of nowhere, Monster. He was kind of getting at us a little bit with the mental clothes. And I think
Like and stop acting
not
like
his
you
mental,
so.
right. So that was kind of like our first time interacting. And then when I saw them with the back was closed, I'm like, yo, you stole my shit. Like, we gonna just stop playing games. Either you gonna give me a check or write a record. I just got at him online a couple of weeks ago. And he was like, Mike, I didn't know that BBD jacket was back. I said, yes, you did. You went to the concert. We had our clothes backwards. Because back then, Fade could do more coloring on the back of a jean jacket than you can in the front because you got the buttons. So that was the relationship. And then he started coming to the concerts and calling me. And he would just sit on the side of the stage. He saw my kids and everything. And I always told him, I said, listen, man, what we do for these kids is we keep the generation going, man. So I'm happy because I stopped doing it and you keep going, and I'm just proud of you. So he hit me up on the box. He coming to the State Farm. Yo, Bev, I'm on my way. And he was doing that back then. So our relationship was cool. I was just jabbing at him a little bit, Envy, just because, I just wanted people to know, like, yo, that's my shit too. I was in my that's my shit moment. And he just caught a little hit. But he said, yo, Bev, I didn't know. And we kind of let it go.
Did y'all have any issues back then, though, when Criss Cross came out and, did this ABC?
No, because we didn't think how to counter, bro. We wasn't in no battling thing. You know what I mean? We didn't look at it like, yo, let's go make another record. They're kids. They just didn't understand why they was talking about them. But you can't chase a monster, bro. You know what I mean? It's almost like, Drake when he jabbing. You just can't chase a monster. You got to let it go. And I just looked at it like, Only thing I wish I would have done is I wish I'd have put ABC and Crisscross on tour and made the CEO call and say, listen, we got something here. Let's go take it to the tour. I think that would have been multiple nights sold out because everyone would have came cheering for who they want to see.
All right. Do you feel you signed too many artists on Biv 10 back then? Or Biv Entertainment? Because I remember, what video was that? Was it Motown Philly?
East Coast Family.
Yeah, and everybody, you started showing all of these artists at the end of the video.
Man, you know, what you think, Rick? I mean, we was what? We was bugging out? It was a lot.
But you know, the funny thing back then, that's what we had. So it was kind of like opening up the No Limit CD and seeing all the releases coming. We were looking forward to these people coming out.
Well, you know, honestly,
I still remember the White Boys.
Yeah, the White Boys, the White guys.
I don't even know. I never heard a song. I just remember that from the video.
I don't think I ever made a record on them either. I think, honestly, I don't know, man. I think I just wanted to help so many people, and I knew some of them wasn't gonna get out. But you know, when you just doing stuff and you young and you got the checkbook, you just like, yo, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and after that probably was the part that got me unfocused. Because none of that stuff really worked. It was one compilation, and then that was kind of like it. I moved into 702 and Subway, and then I just faded to the black. I didn't see it, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all a story, because I know that's why we here. You know Monty Lippman over at Republic? He's a good guy. And then Mel LaWinter, you heard of him, bro? He sits upstairs, right? So I'm at Universal, Motown. It's probably around the time of the Bad Boy deal, 03, 04. And they, you know, I'm on this 7th floor over there, 1855. They gave me my whole floor, right? T&E, staff for 20. And I ain't selling no records, bro. And I'm sitting there paying people, and they called me to an office one day at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yo, Bill, we got to talk to you. I said, what's up? You're not selling no records, man. We're going to get rid of you. First time in my life I heard someone firing me, right? He said, we're going to get rid of you. You're $10 million in the hole, and we got to write you off our books. He said, but this is what I offer you. I'm letting Biv 10 go, but you can come work for me. You could be A&R here with me. I'm coming in here to shake this up. And I said, well, what about the 20 people? He said, Mike, that's your problem, not my problem. Right? I said, well, listen, man, if I can't bring them with me, give them a severance and this, that, and the girl, then Monty, I ain't gonna lie, this was the best, nicest firing ever in my life, man. Maybe I just ain't got it no more. And I just walked out. That's the last time I worked at a label.
Damn. How'd you break that to your label?
I told them the truth, you know? We in the hole. Y'all been good. We tried. You know, the what they call it, the fire, the magic is out, and maybe I need a mental break. So I haven't even thought about getting back in the game like that. I just went into New Edition and went on tour. I just went back to what I knew best. Just go perform, go to box office, and go home.
You did what mistakes you think did you make as a label exec?
I probably didn't build out a more powerful writing in the producing squad. Because what makes a label, bro? Hits.
That's right.
Right? And I didn't, maybe I didn't go out and scour the country to look for more talent. You know, maybe when it was a female wave, I could have got a female. Maybe I could have did a group wave again, or a duo wave, or even a rock wave. Whatever the wave was, I wasn't in tune to see the voice, so I just fell back. And plus, I was burnt out, bro. You got to figure 83 to 2004, that's a long run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just ain't got it, you know? So I didn't, and I had to realize it, but I felt like I had respect the day I got let go. Because he didn't really let me go. He just let the company go. And I feel as though when someone could be that eloquent and that nice and still want to keep you on, I just felt like I couldn't leave my peoples. So I had to break out.
Did you say you never did a record on the White Boys?
Nah, I never did a record.
That was the name of the group, by the way.
They was called the White Guys.
White Guys. Yeah, the White Guys.
He said the White Boys.
The White Guys.
The White Guys.
White Guys.
From Virginia.
Did you get all the money that was owed to you from these labels? Was there ever a problem with that? You hear all these stories about black execs not getting what was owed to them.
Well, my deals were set up different. I had a lot of LODs. So as long as you got a LOD, man, I'm good.
What's LOD?
A letter of direction.
What is that? Huh?
Send my money over there, send their money over there. you know. So I always felt like, you know, like I said on another show, I said I never wanted to be responsible for signing a check for an artist. I find that when you sign a check for an artist, you're responsible for why they didn't receive it. So I always told the label, what happened in New Edition, I would never do to my artist. That's why I took 50% of ABC's money and got them a trust fund. Kids should never be taken advantage of, even with adults in my life. Listen, this is my pocket, that's your pocket, your books and my books are equal. I felt like that's the easiest business to have. Like when I see the war stories of artists and executives, maybe it's the way it's set up. Some people are on retainer. I didn't retain none of my artists like that. Like, yo, you get 50,000 every 2 months. Like, I just feel as though that's funny business. Because I don't ever want no one to say I did something I didn't do. You know what I mean? I felt like I ain't show up broke anyways. So I don't have a reason to be in someone else's pocket. I spent more money on Boyz II Men than 100,000 Motown gave me. I invested over 200, but I never asked them for the 200 back. You see what I'm saying? I had them for 2 years. I had to get them niggas right. You know, and the label gave us 100 to make an album. So the answer to your question, I think it's been good. Now on the New Edition side, not an executive side, I think, you know, we do some checks. You know, but those contracts are the worst. They've been the worst. So as an executive, I think I set that up right. Joe took care of me. As an artist, hell no.
I think we giving them too much, man. They got to watch the doc.
That's right. Watch the
They got to watch
documentary.
the doc.
Where can they see this doc?
All Black TV today, We TV in a month, and across 7 to 8 different platforms. My thing is, watch the doc so you could just see a story about a kid from the city, Boston, Roxbury, who wanted to be a basketball player, who got redirected into the music business, who kicked open the doors and helped infuse ball and music, who brought a certain style to the game, who's probably responsible for a lot of executives having jobs. I got a whole crew of alumni who reached out to the community, stayed in touch with different cats from different hoods from the block, kept the back door open for any hustler that got out of jail. Always took Envy's call in the 11th hour for a seat at the Essence Festival. You know, call Charlamagne, who pick it up, OG, what you need, tell me I want to be like you. It's a beautiful story, and I think that it's the first of its kind. And it's my directorial debut, and it's a soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, and you're doing the soundtrack too?
Yeah, there's a soundtrack. The first single's with Rev Run, BBD, called Act Like You Know. The video is shot. Snoop's on the album, Slick Rick's on the album, Mobb Deep's on the album. You know, it's a very great soundtrack. And I think now with this music, I get to get my CEO on. This is my producer behind me, Rico from DC, my Dr. Dre, my executive producer, Fish Gree from Southside Queens, and my man I run with from Boston Tribe. We a cool crew. And as you see the doc, you get to see all of the men at this table right here. Your part is hot. Thank you for the kind words. Tonight, watch the doc, The Hustler 617, Mike Biv. That's what it is.
Well, it's Mike Biv. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.